Alright, looks like we're rolling. What's up, Facebook? It's your girl Jedi, Empress Jedi, the Rabble Rouser, High Priestess of Ma'at. It's a Black Enlightenment production. I'm going to give you an evening reading. This is a general collective reading. Most High be glorified, magnified, and praised. Listen, remember guys, when you see this kind of stuff, don't be adopting stuff that ain't got nothing to do with you, okay? If it don't make no sense, you're like, what is she talking about? She talking crazy. It's because I'm not talking to you, okay? The story is not for you. The reading is not for you. Everything is definitely not for everybody, all right? And that applies to any kind of prophecy, any kind of sermon, any of that advice, that. You got to use your own discernment. When somebody comes and speaks into your life, it should be something that is a confirmation for what you already had done, kind of been new. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes a prophet or someone will come into your life and speak something, and you're like, wait, what? Kind of like, Sarah, like, you're going to have a baby. She's like, yeah, okay, I'm 100 years old. You're crazy. That happens sometimes, right? But don't be attaching yourself to every storyline just because it sounds fantastical or interesting, or especially don't be trying to make storylines fit your life that don't make no sense, okay? So with that being said, boys and girls, we invite the spirit of truth, love, prophecy, Sister Gilgala, first master astronomer and the first to develop a card system for divination, a Nazarene. Yeshua was a Nazarene, and so she was one of the first Nazarenes. She actually was part of the community with Adam and Eve and Abdiel and the crew. So we invite her wisdom into the room. All lovers of truth and wisdom, knowledge. All right. Man who wants to be king, he's back, is he? Oh boy, this dude. I'm always talking about this dude. Dude, okay, before we go on, let's determine if we are we taking everything upright, or are we taking inversions? Everything upright, or inversions and distortions, okay? Be clear. Please be clear. Please clarify. Everything upright or inversions and distortions. Everything upright or inversions and distortions. Everything upright. Very, very subtle. Didn't really want to answer that, so I guess we're going to have to use our discernment on that one, because it's very subtle. So all right, so we're starting out with the man who wants to be king. Remember, this is a dude. This is a very upright guy. This is a responsible cat. This is a he thinks of the bigger picture. He's a good steward of resources. He knows how to multiply resources. He knows how to save some for a rainy day and help other people. He knows how to delegate. He knows how to lead. He is upright and responsible. So we're starting out the read with him. Now, whether we're talking to or about him, I don't know. But spirit of truth and love and wisdom, tell us more. What's going on with this man who wants to be king? Woo, whoa. Oh, boy. Okay. He needs to be strong. And he needs to be strong for his lady. He needs to be strong for a divine feminine. This is Mother Earth energy here. And this is hardiness, right? So he needs to be strong for his divine feminine. Yeah, it looks like we're back in this dude's energy. All right, dude. So I think last time we read for this energy, he was at this place. We talked about this dude. He was kind of stuck in this place where he didn't really know how to move himself forward, knowing that he needed to build with this lady, but he had like a lot of weird hesitations going on, right? So I don't know. Let's see what else. What else is going on? This may or may not be the same cat, right? But this is the same energy, this man that wants to be king. And a lot of times when a reader is reading, like we're tapped into a particular timeline, and so it is following the storyline of certain characters. So, all right, we've got the wisdom of old age here. These are divine masculine elders. This is like, this is Father God as opposed to Mother Goddess, right? This is Father God energy. This is that masculine, authoritative masculine energy that makes you feel safe and comfortable. Like, my daddy's here, ain't nobody finna mess with me. My granddaddy taught me X, Y, and Z, and I know it's right. You know, it's that kind of energy. So that's how we got here, right? So perhaps he got advice from some older men to be strong for his lady, right? That's what it's looking like so far. This one wanted to come out, but if it wants to come out, it's got to come all the way out. We're not going to take those cowardly cards that only sort of come out. Divine ones, spirit of truth, love, and justice. Tell us more, tell us more. All right, coming out in the environment, and something that was in the environment but happened before is hospitality. Okay. Hospitality in the environment and coming out before. So this, clarify, can you clarify? Can you clarify, what do we mean hospitality in the environment? Hospitality in the environment, right use of money. Okay, so is he being advised to move in with this woman to save money, or being advised to buy her a house, maybe? Something like that, right? This is right use of resources. This is like investing in good causes, giving to good causes. Yeah, so that and hospitality coming out. When we ask for clarity for this hospitality, maybe he's being advised to help secure this woman's home life or something like that, to invest. And this divine feminine doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic. This could be his mother, right? This could be any kind of feminine energy that represents that Mother Earth. Hey, what's up, Brother D? Welcome to the room. This could represent any kind of divine feminine energy that he needs to be strong for, and he needs to invest in her security, but not just her security. It has to do with the home. This has to do with home life, right? So this is an interesting read. We'll see where this is going to go. Can you tell us more, divine ones? Can you give clarity, lovers of wisdom? Wow. Yeah, security. This is about security. He needs to lock it down, baby. It is that same energy that we've been reading for. Apparently, I don't know, it doesn't seem like he's moved on it, right? But it looks like he knows he can't get away from the fact that this divine energy, he needs to, like, if you like it, then you better put a ring on it type of vibe. That's what this is feeling like. This is feeling like the old men done already told him, bruh, that ain't the kind of woman that you let get away, right? He knows that the people know, everybody knows good and darn well that he needs to lock this thing down, right? He needs to lock this thing down. And here's the thing that is coming up in here, right? It's not just about him needing to lock it down because that's what he wants, right? But it's about her. It's about creating stability for her, right? Because how can he be worthy of her if he does not see how she's insecure in the community? Like, she's flailing around the community. She's like fending for herself in the community. And so if he's a true divine masculine doesn't like to see any woman, whether she's a divine or karmic or ratchet or anything like that. A true divine masculine does not do well watching women insecure in the community, as in women that don't have homes, don't have food on the table. Like, that bothers divine masculine men, right? And there's a really beautiful Yeshua speaks on that. It's such a beautiful thing that he speaks on. And it is on my TikTok where I read it. But it's so beautiful where Yeshua basically is like, brothers, like, if you're not treating the women like goddesses, you don't understand life, right? He's like, you like any woman. He's like, not just your mother and your woman, but like definitely your mother and your woman, you should be treating them like gold. But any woman that you treat in a way where you're looking out for them, he's like, this is godliness. This is what men are for, right? And so this feels like that kind of energy, right? All right, tell us more, divine ones, lovers of truth and wisdom and love. Tell us more. Lovers of truth and wisdom and love, tell us more. Yeah, he's got a brother, you got to fight for it. He's in a fight. He's in a fight. And I think he's fighting nobody but himself. I mean, no, that's not true. Okay, we have had in the reading that there's some undermining people in his environment that don't want to see this, not just for this feminine, because there are some haters that hate the feminine, but he, I don't think, realizes how many haters he has in his own camp that don't want to see him secure something beautiful that they cannot control, right? So, but he knows he's got, like, if you want it, brother, you're going to have to fight for it. This is one of those things where you don't get this without a fight, right? It's like the tales of how do you get the princess, right? How do you get to marry the princess? You got to go slay the dragon. You got to go win the war. You have to, like, accomplish some fight to prove yourself worthy, and that's the fight that this divine masculine is in. This is the, if you think you're worthy of this kind of Mother Earth goddess energy, then you better know how to fight for her, right? All right, let's see what else. Divine ones, lovers of truth and love and wisdom. Divine ones, talk to us. Tell us more. Okay. All right, the cards don't want to go back together. All right, something can't go back together, whether it's, I don't know, something though. Cooperation, no cooperation, and the star falling out. This particular star is the do-it-yourself star, right? So, and cooperation, it came out crooked, but remember we did read a pendulum that said to take things upright. So, okay, he needs to secure this woman, okay? So he needs to secure this woman so that they can cooperate and build, right? So whether this is romantic or not, right, this masculine energy is needed to create security for this feminine energy so that they can build and kind of get to the bag together, right? They got to get to the bag together. And this is leading to this masculine having a greater sense of autonomy, because this is not going to be a group activity. This is not going to be him and his friends and his comrades and his advisor and his auntie and his... No, this is not that. This is when he grows up. This is when he truly becomes a man, because he knows inside of himself what he needs to do, and he's the only one that can do it, right? And he's got to do it whether the team is with him or not, right? And so this is going to grow him up, because he already knows what he knows he needs to do. He already knows, secure this woman so they can build an empire together, right? Like, bruh, you going to build an empire or not, right? Because, like, He can't build the empire alone. Neither can she. And so, you want an empire or not? Right? And it looks like he's heading in that direction. So why do we need this reading? Tell us more. Tell us more. Why do we need to know this? Divine Ones, Holy Spirit, tell us. Why do we need to know this? Why do we need to know this? Woo, woo, whoa, okay. Hiding, we have something, but what's come out is planned for tomorrow. So he is in his head planning, because this is the subconscious, right? So he's planning. He's like, it's turning over in his subconscious how to go about this, right? He knows he needs to be courageous and fight for this. He's trying to figure out how to go about it. What is hidden here? Well, guys, what the heck? This is the house that can stand in a storm, right? And so that in his subconscious is hidden. This house can stand the storm. So that might be his challenge, right? He's really afraid. Now, this is a quality. It is a quality of a divine masculine to be, not to just jump in all willy-nilly, right? To have reservations, to take their time before fully committing, before deeply and heavily investing. That is a sign of wisdom, right? But this guy is stuck in a place where he's so afraid of investing deeply into something that will fall apart when the wind comes along, right? And that's where he's blocked, because he doesn't want to invest, and then in a year, 2 years, 4 months, 4 weeks, 3 days, right? 10 years, 20 years, he doesn't want to invest and like think he's building an empire with somebody who won't be there when a storm hits, or can't handle him in a storm, or he can't handle her in a storm. A storm hits and they fall apart, right? That's what's going on in his, like, deep down inside. That's what he's unsure of. That's what he can't see that. So he may see a lot of beautiful qualities of this divine feminine, but what he cannot see is how she handles adversity, right? He doesn't know that part. And interesting. Okay, tell us more. What more do we need to know? Divine Ones, please tell us more. Tell us more. Okay, lots coming out. It's complicated. What's complicated? All right, we did have a next card coming out. And this is another do-it-yourself kind of a card. But it's falling here. So, He doesn't want a dependent, right? So this is tricky for masculines as well, because they're told that they should be a protector and a provider. But if he's a nation builder, he doesn't need someone that he has to carry. He needs someone that he's going to carry his weight and she's going to carry her weight. But sometimes she's going to carry some of his weight. Sometimes he's going to carry some of her weight. Like, he needs a partner, right? And so that's the part that he's afraid of, right? That's the part that he's afraid of. Like, if shit hits the fan, something goes down, is she going to just be laying on his effort, right? Is he going to have to be the one to carry them all the time, right? And that's the thing. Those are the storms that he's worried about coming along. He's worried about whether she has what it takes to match his like his get up and go, his mover shaker, his nation building energy. He's not sure if she can match that energy, if he's going to be left doing everything himself, right? While she coasts in the background, comfortably secure off of his effort, right? Why would he believe this about a divine feminine? He already sees that she's Mother Earth energy. Who is more reliable than Mother Earth? Like, is there one more reliable? The only one more reliable than Mother Earth is our Father in spirit. Like, ain't nobody more reliable than Mother Earth, bruh. So why does he think this? Why does he feel like this? Can you tell us more? What's going on here? Tell us more. Tell us more, holy divine spirits of truth and love and wisdom and prophecy. Tell us more. Money, 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 money. Okay. So, because he's... What? All right, well, it didn't really fall up here. It kind of was here. So, is it, again, we're back to, okay. So it's not necessarily her get up and go that he's worried about. It's the way she handles money, maybe? It's money? Because we've got money here that they need to build money together. Does he think she's a gold digger? Like what? Does he think that she's only interested in him now, maybe, because she can see where he's going? Like, it's like if you're dating, you're dating someone in college that's a football player, and you know they're going to get drafted, so you want to seal the deal. Like, is he feeling like it's maybe something like that? You know? I don't know. Let's see what's going on. I'm going to tell you something weird that just happened. I just got notifications that I am posting on Instagram right now. I am not posting on Instagram right now, but these notifications are coming up on my phone that JediTab Hefzibah just posted story on Instagram. I just got 2 of these notifications. What is that about? Right? So, but if this man knows she's a divine feminine, why would he have these kinds of concerns about her? Like, does he not know what the qualities of a divine feminine are? Does he not know that the divine feminine is the abundance? Like, how could you look at a mango tree and wonder if it's going to be worth you watering it? It's a mango tree. It's going to be worth you watering it for season after season after season, and every season it's going to bear more. Like, there's a mango tree in the yard next to me. It's got to, like, when it bears, it's got to bear 1 million mangoes in a season. Like, I can't even tell you how many. The thing is as big as this house, and so what's wrong with this guy? What's happening here? How did he come to this? How did he come to this weird reservation and analysis of this divine feminine? Okay, we're going to switch decks. All right, I'm being led to switch decks. What is going on with this guy? What's going on with this guy? He knows better than this, right? I know that he knows better than this because the kind of man that he is and the kind of woman that he's dealing with. He's looking at his reflection. He knows he's looking at his reflection. He's a divine masculine, she's a divine feminine, right? What is going on? All right, let's, spirit of truth, love, wisdom, prophecy, insight. Please talk to us. Okay, we got a card sitting up there. I usually want to make the cards come out if they're going to come out, but that's a good enough try, right? Let's see what it is. A truce. A truce. Okay, so they have to make up. They're fighting. They're fighting. They're beefing. Okay, so this money thing is something that he's projecting forward. What did they fight about? What's going on? Okay, so they need to make up. He needs to make up with her. Talk to me. Tell me more. Spirit of truth and prophecy, love and wisdom. Okay, next thing, want to come out face down, a little bit hiding, out here in the environment, and something that he's aware of in the environment is challenges. Okay, so people know that they're beefing, right? People know that they're beefing. And it's connected to this security thing. People know that they're beefing over security, over this hospitality thing. So maybe the community, maybe they were going along just fine, and then they broke up, and maybe the community is saying, like, they broke up because, well, sorry about that noise, they broke up because she was a gold digger, or they broke up because he wouldn't, put a ring on it or something like that, right? Yeah, okay, tell us more. Divine spirits, spirit of love and wisdom, holiest spirit, please tell us more. What's going on? All these cards want to come out face down. There's a lot that's not being talked about, guys. There's a lot that's not really being talked about. Okay. So he's thinking about it, right? He's in a place of thinking. He's trying to figure it out. And this is a big thinking about it. The hermit, the hermit is, the hermit thinks very deep. He's the guy, the hermit is that scientist whose eyeball is glued to the microscope, as well as he is the guy sitting on the mountaintop with a telescope looking down on the town, right? He's the investigator. He goes deep within himself to find truth, right? And he has a very objective eye when seeking truth. So that's what this man, and that is in his subconscious. So like this is he is really, really in his head. He's like, this is all he can think about. He's turning it over, turning it over, turning it over, turning it over, turning it over. What if it doesn't work? What if it doesn't work? What if it doesn't work? What if it doesn't? It's like he's stuck there, right? And remember that there's a truce. They're beefing, for whatever reason, and everybody knows they're beefing, right? And so now he probably really doesn't want to look like a fool because everybody knows that him and this divine feminine are beefing, right? And so if he goes and apologizes and patches it up, and then she plays him, he's going to be pissed, right? He's going to be pissed because right now, if he walks away, it's like, probably something easy to forget, right? I mean, maybe not super easy because it's hard to, neither one of them is going to easily forget the other because it's a divine masculine and a divine feminine. Once you get a taste of the divine energy, it ain't something you easily just forget and move on to the next, right? I mean, you can move on to the next, but you're going to you're going to feel the loss of that energy in your reality, right? But still, at this point, it will be a lot easier to just get over it and say it was a false start and it wasn't correct than if he does all of this investing and then she can't stand in adversity, right? Or she can't handle herself when a storm comes, and then he really looks bad, right? He's having a hard time with that. So somewhere in whatever went down, he has seen something that has made him not be able to trust that this woman is going to be able to handle adversity in a way that is going to support this security, this bag, this empire that this brother is trying to build, right? He's been spooked by something that he can't get past. So, greetings, Sister Kenya. Beloved, just another reading here, another live reading. I'm going to do them when the Spirit calls, you know what I'm saying? So thank you so much for tuning in. All right, tell us more. What else do we need to know about the struggle of this beautiful man here, this divine masculine? Oh, cards flying out everywhere. Cards are hot, hot, hot. All right, so yeah, Yeah, exactly. Exactly. There's another woman in the picture. He's got options. He's considering his options. There's another woman in the picture. Somebody else is in the picture. And this one came face down, right? So this one too. So these are not necessarily being talked about. Someone else is in the picture that presents themselves as a more viable option financially, right? So it's like you're trying to build an empire and you've got two potential partners, and one of them appears to already have secured the bag. The other one, you can see the potential for the other one, that you and this other one can secure a bag, right? And this divine feminine, she's not given broke energy, right? But there's a next option that probably has a little more flash, right? Probably just presents as more abundant in the current moment, right? And so that's where he's at. He's like, if I leave this super abundant, this one that's presenting as super abundant right now, to go over here and build with this one, and then we can't build anything because she doesn't have the capability to move through adversity, I'll be real mad at myself, right? On the other hand, if I stick with this one who presents having more resources, am I always going to regret it because she's not necessarily, well, I don't want to say that. All right, tell us about this option and this bounty. Tell us more about that. What's going on with that? Okay, card flipping. Yeah, see? I knew it. Y'all, I promise I knew it. I mentioned it a little bit ago. I knew it. She's a snake. The other option is a snake. The other option is a snake. The other option is only presenting herself as a viable option to make sure that he does not end up with a divine one, right? I wasn't going to say that this other one is not divine, but she's not. She's not divine. She's not divine. And she probably has to do with why they're beefing in the first place, why him and this divine one are beefing in the first place, right? Yes, this is like, and now it also may have to do with why he's worried about trying to make up, because if he's been hanging out with some, betrayer of trust and things like that, especially if that's the types of women that he's experienced in, some of his past, he's very gun shy about this feminine, because, like, ain't all women snakes? You know what I'm saying? He's trying to pick the least snaky snake. But this divine feminine's not snaky. So relax, brother. Tell us more. What else do we need to know for this brother? Divine spirits of truth and prophecy, revelation and insight. Tell us. Aww. Yeah, I know. This is not something that he's all in his head about it, but it's completely exposed. The whole thing is completely exposed. Everybody can see all of this happening. Everybody can see that he's got two options, that one is a trickster, that she is all show and no substance, and that one is the kind of woman that you build with and that he is, people could even see the difference in him, right? Like this truce comes with this inspiration. This truce, this cooperating to build an empire comes with inspiration. He's not getting that from this 10 of Swords kind of woman. This betrayer does not come with the inspiration, right? And the fulfillment, the sun, in this deck I have it titled fulfillment, but the sun is like, you know, it represents not just fulfillment, but like bounty and full exposure, like there's nothing hidden, right? Brother, why are we reading for you? Because I feel like we done had this conversation with you, brother, like 9 times this week. What do you want from us? Why are you still in the energy, brother? Move, shit or get off the pot, brother. Why are we reading this energy again? Why are we reading this energy again? Why are we reading this energy again? Spirit of truth and love and divinity. Whoa, 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 that's a lot. There's a lot of reasons. First of all, because there's things that aren't being talked about, okay? So we're reading for this energy again because he needs to hear it, apparently, right? And because he wants to he wants to live his best life. Oh, come on. Okay. Wow. He is in love. And he knows it. He knows it's legitimate. He has had people, you know what he did, y'all? He had people look into it. He had people look into this feminine, to this queen. He had people go check her out. He had people look into her, which is fine. I'm just saying, right? He had people go and check her out. And now he has found out that she's legit, okay? She's legit. So now he's trying to manifest her. He's trying to manifest. And this 4 of Wands is very celebratory. 4 of Wands, another house kind of a card, right? He's trying to manifest bringing this thing in because he can't deny where his passion lies. He has these options, but there's only one option because the heart wants what it wants, and he knows where he wants to go, right? He wants to manifest this beautiful, divine, fabulous life with this Mother Earth energy, right? He's kind of decided to do it. He knows what he wants to do, right? And this isn't small, and he's charged up now. So he's whoever he had look into her, or whether he looked into her, maybe he stalked her and watched her and paid attention, I don't know. But there was some investigation and looking into her going on, and he found out she's actually pretty fucking legit. And so finding out that she's pretty legit, now he's all hyped to make his move. Right? He's all hyped to make his move. Well, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. All right. But I still don't know why we need this reading. Is there a reason why we need to be in this man's business like this? There's more that's not being talked about. Secrets. There's regret. There's regret. Well, of course there's regret. Because he iced her out and ran over there with the floozy, right? Whoever she was, these betrayers. And so maybe that's it. Is that it? That he doesn't know how to get back in because he already, he went too far away or something? Is that what we're talking about here? So is this just to inspire this brother to get over his regret of whatever transpired? Hey, girl, what's up? Greetings, sis. So I've decided to do, when the Spirit calls, these live Facebook readings, and then I post them on the YouTube channel. I also do short readings on TikTok, 10-minute readings. They usually end up being like a part 1 and a 2, and sometimes even a 3. But This is our evening reading. And we're dealing with a divine masculine. We're just going to catch you up real quick. We're dealing with a divine masculine who has just realized that he is in love with the divine feminine and that his other options are full of shit. And but him and the divine feminine have been estranged because he didn't trust that she knew how to get through storms, and he's trying to build an empire, and he's looking for a partner to build an empire with, but he didn't trust that this divine feminine was empire building material because I love you girl. Yeah, so you pretty dope yourself, by the way. So yeah, so he's in the struggle because he had other options, but the other options were snakes. And for real, the other options was just hating not just on his woman, but also on him, right? They just want to be able to manipulate this cat and want to make sure that he don't share the bag with nobody but them kind of energy. But they have more resources than the divine lady that he needs to fight for. And he didn't fight for her. He abandoned her. He was talked into like she ain't nothing, she ain't got nothing, she ain't never going to be nothing. So he ghosted her or whatever. And but then like the men in the community, the old wise men, was like, boy, you crazy, you about to lose a good thing. That ain't the kind of woman that you throw away. Like, that ain't the kind of woman everybody ever meets. And if anybody ever meets her, that ain't the kind of woman that anybody can get close to. You mean to tell me you got close to that kind of woman and you about to throw her away? Don't you do that. Okay, that's what the men had told him. The old wise men had done said that. And he already knew, right? He already knew that this was true, okay? But he was struggling because he got people in his ear that's trying to sabotage his progress, right? Because they want to make sure they're in a close position to get the bag, because everybody can tell this is a bag kind of, this is a nation building man. So everybody can tell he's a nation builder. So they're in his ear making sure nobody but them is around to enjoy the treasure and the bounty later on down the line, right? So he was exploring other options, but at the heart of the matter, his heart is with this divine feminine because he recognizes himself in her. She's his mirror. She's his reflection, right? So they were on a hiatus. I'm trying to catch you up. So they were on a hiatus. They probably still are on a hiatus. And he's trying to figure out how he's going to make up with her because he had people look into her, or he looked into her, and found out that people was full of shit, that this chick is solid. And so now that he done figured out that she's solid, and he's like, okay, this is where I want to go. Now he's all in regret mode because he didn't treat her like she was as solid as she is. But he knows that that's where he wants to go, and he's trying to manifest a happy reunion with her so him and her can get to building like they want to build. And also, let's not overlook, there's some freak nasty energy in here too. So his passions are also, he want to get close to the earth mother sister energy, right? He want to get back there. He want to squeeze her. He want to hug her and kiss her and build an empire and stuff. Okay, so that's where we are. But he hasn't made the move yet. He hasn't made the move because now, first he kind of ducked out because he didn't trust that she was going to see through the storms and blah, blah, blah. But once he figured that out, now he's stuck in his head because he regrets that he treated her how he treated her, and he probably don't know if she's going to accept the apology. So that's where we are, sis. I hope I've caught you up. Hot mess, okay? So here we go. Talk to us, spirits of truth, wisdom, love, prophecy, divine ones. Is there more? Is there more? More. And there's a lot he ain't talking about too, okay? So he's not talking. This divine feminine don't know none of this is going on. Okay, the divine feminine don't know nothing about none of this. She's somewhere minding her own business, maybe being sad, maybe being glad, who knows? The reading hasn't told us much about her. This is all about him in his head. Oh, come on. Come on. What? Come on, brother. All right. Yeah, yep. This is at the top, equity, and emperor at the bottom. This man can, listen, brother, if you watch this, okay? I don't know if it's one of you or 1,000, but if you watch this, you know that you're an emperor. You know that the world is going to be what you say it is. Okay? So, when you're dealing with this divine feminine, the thing about a divine feminine, brother, is that she is going to reflect your energy. So if you come to her and you like, listen here, babe, okay? I know we ain't been friends these last weeks, months, even years. Who knows, right? But the fact of the matter is, me and you is supposed to build here, and we supposed to squeeze and hug and love and be together and build. So I'm going to need you to come on over here, because you're my reflection, and I see me and you and me, and what that there means is you're the right hand, I'm the left hand, right? You're the heads and I'm the tails. So we go together, right? We go together like ka-ding-a-ding-a-dong, right? He's like on that time. Brother, you know it's going to be that. It's going to be what you say. So if you say, we going to get together and build, she's going to fall in line, because she's a divine feminine. She's no choice but to respond that way to you. That's how and who and what she is. Now, if you stay in your head, she's going to respond the way that you know she is going to, and the way you want her to respond. She's going to respond to the next king that comes along, because what a divine feminine will not do is be stagnant. She will not be stagnant. She can't be stagnated, period. You feel me, sis? So and we haven't tapped into her energy. We don't know what's going on with her yet. This is all him, right? We don't know if she got another man or not. We don't know if she's somewhere crying, if she's out on the beach, you know, having mimosas. We don't know what she's doing right now. But it seems like it's still room for you to go on in there and claim your woman, brother. What are you doing? Why are you playing? All right, is there more? Hold on, let's go to the pendulum and see. Because I feel like, I ain't trying to be harsh or nothing, but I'm kind of tired. I feel like we've been dealing with this brother for like days now, and he's still sitting on the pot. But he has made progress, because at least now he knows that this is the direction he wants to go, right? He knows that this is the direction he wants to go. So here's what we're going to do. Have we understood, or is there something we've missed? Have we fully understood so far, or is there something that we have missed? All right, let's see what's going on here. Okay, we've understood. Is that all, or is there more? Is that all, or is there more? He got a lot going on, sis. He's been through a lot. This last week, he's been through a lot. He's got people in his ear. Okay, that's all. All right, brother, you just need to take control of the situation. That's what this is. This is the reading. Oh, we went through all that to tell this brother, take control of the situation and get your happy ending, brother. Take control of the situation. Roll up on the sister. However you do, whether you roll up on her with a flower or a hug or a whatever, a song, I don't know, send her a love note. I don't know what you're going to do. But this reading is telling you, you need to take control of this situation. Period and point blank. Because you are the emperor. You are the king. You're not just an average man. Right? So now it's time to walk like a king and just go be like, come on here, girl. Okay, I'm sorry and stuff like that. come on here. You dig me? So, all right, brother, wherever you are, I'm praying for you, and I'm praying for your lady as well. I hope that this divine feminine does end up with you. If not her, some divine feminine, because I really love your energy, brother. Whoever this brother is, I love his energy. This is a solid man. There's some solid brothers out there. Let me tell y'all, don't be buying into this narrative that there ain't no good men out there and there ain't no good women out there. There's so many beautiful, strong, powerful people out there. Like divine. We out here. You know what I'm saying? We out here. So I hope, but I do want this story to end in a union, because he's been through a lot. This brother's been through a lot in his head, man. He's had a lot of people in his ear misadvising him. Women. He's had women in his ear misadvising him, right? But the men have been telling him right. The men have been telling him right. Yeah, so that's a reading, guys. I'm glad I tapped in. I was minding my business and, you know, playing my game and, you know, listening to some YouTube stuff and kind of hanging out. And I had an itching. And I put it off for like 2 hours, and then I was like, let me stop ignoring the Holy Spirit and get on here and do this reading. So I guess this brother just needed this encouragement. We're with you, brothers. Brothers, we're with you. We're with you. Right? We support you guys. Do what you got to do. Go claim them righteous women. Leave them floozies alone and build your empire, because time waits for no one. There's a lot of work to be done. You dig me? So I'm Jedi, Empress Jedi, the rebel rouser, high priestess of Ma'at. This has been a Black Enlightainment production. Here at Black Enlightainment, we are broadcasting consciousness. The Most High be glorified, magnified, and praised in all that you think, do, and say today and evermore. Please believe me when I tell you that you are perfect, okay? There's no way for a perfect deity to create everything imperfect. That's just dumb, okay? I don't know who told everybody that nothing and nobody's perfect, but that's for the people that were created by some old other, I don't know, their father, the devil, okay? But those of us who were created by the divine, we have no choice but to be perfect. The math don't math any other way. So go be perfect, shine bright. Authenticity is righteousness. And don't trip about being perfect now and then being different tomorrow. You'll still be perfect tomorrow. It doesn't matter how many times you change. There are infinite ways to be perfect, which is why the universe is ever expanding at our Divine Father's command. So I'm out of here. I love you guys. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Thanks for tuning in.